Imagine a mama chicken suddenly waking up and realizing all her eggs have disappeared. She runs to find them, but suddenly it starts to rain. And what's this? It's her eggs that are raining. She needs to catch them all, avoiding the stone that are falling, or else she'll die. This is what I came up with when I came across the theme of Godot Wild Jam eggs. Since I didn't do any game dev for the past few months, as I was at uni, returning back home, I decided I need to gear up. To brush up my skills, I had to create a small and easy game. So I started working on this. I then went over to note down this genius idea and create a rough sketch with some basic layout and working details. This process helps me keep organized and remember the scope of my project. Now, the time has come. I took a deep breath and took a leap of faith in Godot and created my first game project after so long. With the project created, I started working on the prototype by adding the chicken and its movement on a platform, as we are working on a platformer. Next, I needed to instantiate the eggs on the game screen so that after a certain interval of time, they'll start spawning at a random place. While implementing this, I had a sudden flashback of the time we were working on Block Carnet, and I and Ashu, we both went through a lot to get this feature working. But now, it's rather easy for me. If you still haven't checked out Block Carnet, go check it out and do subs also, okay? We are close to 100 subs. Anyways, after successfully spawning the eggs in the game, I encountered my first major problem and the part which I needed to learn. That was connecting signals from an instantiated scene to another scene. It took some time as I was not understanding the concept of callable, but later figured it all out with the help of the Godot documentations. Now was the time I encountered my second challenge, and it's early because the second challenge was art. To be honest, I'm very bad at art, and thus currently I'm using some free to use art assets which were provided by these talented artists. I used this chicken sprite sheet to create my character and tweaked a bit to make it look like it's crying. I'll give the link of all the art assets I used in the description below. But this time, I also wanted to create something myself, and thus I created the X sprite sheets. Also along with these, I used Sprite and created some other UI elements which were required. It was a bit tiring and overwhelming at first, but practice makes a man perfect. Next, I went to Photoshop and created the game scene and other UI elements of the game. Using these creations, I added these elements and animations in the game. After playing the game for a bit, it felt a little repetitive. Even though this game is intended to be repetitive, it felt lacking. Just simply catching the egg falling from the sky was not enough. And thus, I added a stone which would fall from the sky along with the eggs at random after a certain score, which the chicken needs to avoid. Also, I added a golden egg which will give the chicken encouragement and works as extra life. I then added the transition and sound effects to game and thus finished it out. And this is how the game turned out. This might look like something a kid would make, and I agree. Listen, I know this is something a kid would make, but since I needed to brush up my skills, I had to create something which was easy, simple, and less time consuming. So I made this. Even though I did not really implemented any new thing, any new feature, and all the features in this game were already previously introduced in my mini projects. But this time, I learned to do these tasks in a new and more efficient way, which made me more familiar with this Godot, especially Godot 4. I am also really proud that for this game, I did not took any tutorial for any sort of help. Whenever I was stuck, I just read the Godot docs and tried to figure it out myself. I've uploaded it on itch, so do check it out and give some feedbacks for anything you like. You can comment anywhere below this video or on my itch page. If you find any bugs or any scope of improvement, you can contact me in the Discord server or on my Twitter. The links are in the description. If you found this video worth and liked the game, a like and comment would be appreciated. We are so close to 100 subs, so please subscribe. Till then, I'll see you in my next video when I'll figure out something new, something creative, and something good to work upon. Stay safe, signing out.